Hi guys and welcome back to the Mighty Blues. My name is of course Cameron and welcome back today to another live stream. It is Friday morning and Everton have revealed their new away kit for the 2023-2024 season. That is not the right slide. Bear with me 2 seconds while I get the right slide up for you. Obviously, I'm sure you will have all seen the new kit by now, and will have given your thoughts and opinions on said new kit. For me, I really like it. I think it's definitely one that will cause a difference in opinion. I think it's definitely one that will, arguably cause a little bit of discontent given the colour. I've already seen some people on social media stating that it's red. I've seen some people on social media stating that, it isn't quite the colour that they wanted it to be. For me, I think it's quite evidently sort of salmony pink / orange. It reminds me very much of the colour of the goalkeeper kit last season. Was it the third goalkeeper kit last season? The main colour of that. Which is, bear with me 2 seconds and let me just get it up, which is obviously the orangey sort of pinky colour. We're having an absolute nightmare trying to get this up here. Bear with me a couple of seconds. Let me try and sort this out. The orangey sort of pinky shade, of course. So it almost, for me, seems a little bit more like that as opposed to the sort of red that some people are suggesting. It's obviously a throwback to the kit of the 93-94 season, I believe, the away kit of that season. I'm having an absolute nightmare trying to get this up. And yeah, I actually think it's quite smart. I really, really do. I'm definitely a fan of it. I believe that it's one that I think will definitely be liked over time, and I think that is usually the case with a lot of kits that Everton release, certainly away kits, is that they may not necessarily be the something that people love straight away, but as time goes and as obviously the season progresses and people see it a lot more, and as people see it on and it becomes a lot more in the media and stuff, I think people will start to like it a lot more. I think I should just about have the right frame here to show everybody the kit. Bear with me 2 seconds. Have I got it? There you go, I've got it finally. After however long of messing about and peeing about with it, we finally got the right kit. So there you go, as you can see it there on the screen, salmony sort of pinky orangey colour as the main colour, with obviously the navy blue type of detail in there. Again, the detail is something that I've seen a lot of people speaking about already, not necessarily fans of. I don't mind it. I appreciate and I understand that it's a little bit different, of course, as is usually the case with these types of kits, and I appreciate that it is it's a little bit all over the place in terms of the actual design and the actual pattern on the shirt. But I actually think it's quite smart. I do. I really, really like the collar. As you can see there, the collar is something that we'd seen a lot in the sort of prototype fan concept kits, if you like, on social media. Have you seen any of the sort of fan concept kits on social media? You will have seen that a lot of them included this type of collar with the solid sort of thick collar around the middle, and then obviously two secondary colors on either side of the thick collar, and then the collar sort of merging into one. And I actually really, really liked that, and it was reported and rumoured that this would be the type of collar that was on the home kit. Obviously, that wasn't the case in the end, but I think it's really smart. As I said, I do think it's more of a salmony sort of pink colour. Again, it reminds me of that goalkeeper kit last season, the same sort of colour as that. I think it was the third goalkeeper kit, was it? And similar to an away kit we had a few years ago with Umbro as well, in Marco Silva's second season, I believe it was, Carlo Ancelotti's first season, when he obviously replaced Marco Silva in December. Again, navy blue detail on the badge there, navy blue details around the stake logo, and obviously the stripes down the middle. It is a throwback to that kit of the 93-94 season. Obviously, that kit had thick blue navy stripes, much thicker than this, and obviously solid stripes. This one is a little bit more detailed, a little bit more sort of modernised, if you like. You can have another look at the shorts there. Again, navy blue shorts with the orange / salmon pink, whatever you want to call it, chevrons down the side. Some people, I've seen some people commenting on these saying they look very similar to the training shorts that obviously we've seen at the moment, the training gear obviously being a sort of shade of blue with a shade of orange / salmon in it as well, and these shorts look very similar to those of the training gear, which still isn't available to purchase for some reason. But I like them. Again, smart, look good. And then obviously the socks there, as you would expect, the blue colour being the primary colour, and the pink or salmon or orange chevrons along the top. There's actually a promotional picture for the away kit, which I'll show you in just a moment, where there's actually a pair of orangey / salmon pink shorts in the picture. So maybe Everton are hoping to wear an alternate pair of shorts and socks with the kit as well, and hopefully those sort of orange shorts go on sale, because I actually think they're really, really smart, and I'd prefer if it was all that salmony sort of orange pink colour as opposed to the navy shorts, navy socks. But again, I'm not that fussed. I say the same thing every single time a new kit comes out. For me, you will always get some people that love it and think it's one of the best that we've had in a while, and you will always get some people that absolutely hate it and are calling for Hummel to be moved on in the next time we need to release a kit, etc, etc. For me, it ain't that serious. I think it's alright, the away kit. Again, it's very similar for me in terms of colour to that goalkeeper kit last season. The design for me, I don't think is too bad. Will I be rushing out this afternoon to buy it? No, but I wouldn't even if it was the nicest looking thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm very much in the camp of I'm not really bothered what it looks like as long as we play well in it. And that was the case for last season's away kit. I think we played in it 6-7 times, whatever it was, and I'm not. Don't think we lost the game in it. Certainly not a competitive game. If I'm right, obviously we beat Brighton in that massive game 5-1 in the pink away kit. So for me, as long as we see some new faces in it and as long as we see some good performances in it, that's all that matters to me. Here we see the new goalkeeper kit for the 2023-24 season, once again inspired by St Luke's Church and Goodison Park. You can see the detail on it in blue, obviously being St Luke's Church, and then Goodison being the sort of square detail next to the church detail. I really, really like this one. I think this is really, really smart. I'm a massive, massive fan of blue and black together in any any design, and I think on a football kit it stupendously complements each other. I actually wouldn't have minded this being the actual away kit, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. But again, I think this one is very smart. Like I said, the blue and the black complement each other brilliantly. The white chevrons, I suppose, and the white sort of detail on the stake and around the badge sort of separate the kit a little bit and maybe make the blue and the black stand out a little bit more. If those were blue chevrons and a blue detail along the stake, it maybe would look a little bit too clustered. So I'm not too fussed with the white on the kit either. But I really, really, really like this one. As you can see here, this is the St Luke's Church icon, and then obviously in the background here we have Goodison Park, very similar to the home goalkeeper kit, which was also inspired by St Luke's. As you can see, the shorts there, I would have preferred if these shorts had blue chevrons and the blue badge and blue Hummel logo, but again, not massively fussed with it. Standard pair of black shorts with white trim, and then obviously black socks with white trim as well. Here you can see the home top in a little bit more detail, the front of it in a little bit more detail as well as the back. Of course, same with the shorts here, the front and the back of the shorts, as you would expect, and the front and the back of the socks as well. Everton's promotional video released was absolutely brilliant. I'm not going to show you it because I'll probably get copyrighted, but it was absolutely brilliant. Here you can see Dwight McNeil modelling the kit, and it looks substantially better on, in my opinion, pardon me. Don't get me wrong, I quite liked it in the sort of the first images that we'd seen released, and obviously in the images on the club shop that you could have viewed 10 minutes before it was actually released, as is always the case. But I actually do think it looks a lot better on on the players and obviously on the various different Evertonians in the promotional video. I just think it looks a little bit smarter. I think it looks a little bit more classic. It's definitely one that will split opinion, and I've already seen it split opinion on social media, but I quite like it. I think it's all right. Again, very similar to a couple of the sort of salmon kits we've had over the last couple of years, but again, very similar. Here you can see that image I was talking about with the salmon/orange shorts with it as well. This does remind me very much of that goalkeeper kit last season. If you remember, that goalkeeper kit had the salmon sort of orange shorts with it as well. And I remember doing the reveal video for last season's third kit, I think it was, when that was released, and I said that I don't mind it. It's a bit funky, it's a bit different, but I don't mind it. And, the main colour and the primary colour, should I say, is very much the same as what that was. And therefore, again, I think it's nice. I think it's smart. It looks a little bit more black in this picture, the detail, but it isn't. Obviously, it's blue. But again, I like it. I think it's good. It's different, obviously, and I understand that, but I definitely think the alternate shorts, as you can see here, are much better than what the full navy shorts are. And then obviously you see the goalkeeper top in a little bit more detail as well. Again, massive fan of that. Here you can see Dominic Calvert-Lewin promoting the new kit, as well as a series of other Everton players promoting it as well. Dom, Dwight McNeil, you see obviously Damari Gray there, obviously Alex Iwobi, and then Gabby George and Damari Gray there as well. Jordan Pickford modelling the new goalkeeper kit. Again, different picture, different look. Looks a little bit more purple on this, but obviously that's just the lighting and the way in which this picture was taken. Really smart. If you were asking me which one I preferred out of the two, it would be the goalkeeper kit, definitely. And to be fair, if you were asking me what I preferred out of all of the kits released so far, obviously the home kit, the home goalkeeper, the away kit, the away goalkeeper, I probably would say this one as well. Don't get me wrong, I like the home kit. I think it's quite classic and modern and smart, but I really like the combination of black and blue together. I think it's really smart. I think it's really complimentary, and again, I'm a massive fan of this one. You can see a closer look at the home kit there in some of the promotional images. Again, very clearly not red. For those people that are worried that it is red, very clearly not red. It's quite clearly salmon pink / orange, whatever you want to call it. But it's nowhere near as dark of a shade as what the sash was on the Black Watch remake a couple of seasons ago. Nowhere near as dark. I've got that Black Watch remake, and that is, it's not burnt orange, it's cremated orange. It's very close to the colour that we don't want it to be. This is nowhere near as close as that. So it's not red. I get that it's that end of the scale, but it isn't red. A closer look at the goalkeeper kit there. As I've just said, again, the detail in there, you can see the St. Luke's Church sort of detail, as well as the Goodison Park one behind it. Big fan of that myself. And then obviously a closer look at the away top, the closer details. You can see the pattern in a little bit more design there. I'm sure there's a story behind the pattern. I'm not quite sure what the story is as of yet, but I'm sure there's some story as to, why the details down the middle of the shirt are the way they are. I'm sure they're not just a random pattern thrown in there. I actually really like the blue chevrons on the shoulder as well. So there you go. That is the new away kit for the 2023-2024 season. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. Do you like it? Will you be purchasing it? Are you somebody similar to me who doesn't really care that much and almost just sort of adopts this mentality of, as long as we do well in it, I'm not particularly bothered? Or are you somebody that likes the kits and takes pride in the kits and wants to go out and buy the kits when they're released, and therefore, ultimately is quite critical of the kits when they are announced and how they look and what they represent, etc. Let's jump into some of the live comments. Tone Clear says FFS, it's too close to red. I actually don't think it is too close to red. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I think it's much more close to the salmony/orange goalkeeper kit that we had last season. I've seen a lot of people comparing it to the salmon away kit that we had under Umbro, a number of seasons ago. And again, I understand the comparisons to that, but let me just get up that goalkeeper kit for reference here, just so you all know what I'm talking about, because again, it may be bear with me 2 seconds. Let me lash that. You might remember the goalkeeper kit. Everton goalkeeper kit was last season, wasn't it? 22-23. Just so for reference for the colour, because I think it's much more similar to this. Let me just try and fix the capture, because I'm not quite sure why it's decided to do this. But yeah, again, for me, it's not anywhere near as close to red as what it certainly is being portrayed to be, or may look. There you go. This one is what I'm referring to. This kit, as you can see, with Jordan Pickford in there. I think it's much more similar to that than what it is to any sort of red kit. I'm talking about the primary sort of orangey colour there. If you have a look at Everton's away kit for comparison, let's go and open a new tab. Everton away kit 23-24. Obviously just being released this morning. Absolutely no shock that it isn't on the internet. That's obviously the one in Marco Silva's season that we were just mentioning. Let's get it back up on the Everton website. Why not? Let's get it back up. There you go. So go away. I don't want to order it. As you can see, for me, very, very similar sort of pattern, very similar very similar primary colour to that kit that Jordan Pickford obviously wore a couple of times last season. So yeah, again, for me, I'm not quite sure it is as close to red as maybe some people are thinking. No, I can't really remember that anybody having an issue with that goalkeeper kit last season. I'm not saying nobody did, and I'm not saying everybody loved it, because it was definitely one that split opinion because of the design and stuff, but I think colour wise it's much more similar to that. Liam says, I understand the idea behind the kit, I just don't like it. I've never been a fan of the salmon pink kit, to be honest. The way goalkeeper kit, absolutely boss mind, home shirt, got it, love it. Shame on this one for me. Others will love it though, and that's it. And that's pardon me, that's always the case with a kit release, isn't it? We always sit down and I always give my opinion on the kit, and sometimes I've sat here and said, wow, this is amazing, I love it, and sometimes I've sat here and said, I'm not a fan of this, I'm not quite sure on it. But you will always get people that love it and think it's an instant classic, and you will always get people that think it's shocking, and we should never ever trust Hummel to make a kit again. It's always the case every single year. EFC says, love the design, shame it cuts off how it does and isn't on the sleeves. Keeper kit is lovely. Celtic Babe says, guessed that after seeing Ned wearing the old kit on Toffee TV. Was he? I don't think I've ever seen Ned wear a footy kit, other than when he's playing football, and he very rarely wears Everton kits when he's playing football. I don't think I've ever seen him wear it, a classic Everton kit. Mark says, one of the best away kits for quite a while. Cian says, looks like a retro keeper shirt. Well, that keeper shirt that I've just showed you from last season was a retake of a retro keeper shirt from the early 90s as well, I believe. So again, that's where that comes from. Sam says, only we would pay homage to a shirt we wore during a relegation battle and won nothing. Well, it's sort of the theme at the moment, isn't it? Andy says, morning Cam, watching en route to Liverpool for my graduation. Is right, Andy. Congratulations, mate. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Connor really likes the shirt. Will says, goalkeeper kit is better. Stephen says, love it, but really, really love the away goalkeeper kit top. What do you think? Yeah, again, for me, I do prefer the goalkeeper top. I'll be honest, I do. I think it's smarter, but again, colour palette wise, I'm a big fan of the blue and black combination. So when we had that blue and black third kit a few years ago, I think it was actually the same year we had the salmon pink away kit, I much more preferred that, and I really loved that salmon away kit. But because we had a blue and black third kit, I much preferred that. Dad says, absolutely love this kit. 92-94, very similar. Stephen says, love this away goalkeeper top. Liam says, bang on, Cam blue and black can't go wrong. Abigail says, I love this kit and absolutely love the keeper's kit. Just say salmon, says Chris. Well, I'm not quite sure it is salmon because it looks a bit more orangey to me. But again, it doesn't matter. It's not red. That's all that matters. And Stephen says, I picked the goalkeeper top out the 4. So there you go. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Are you a fan? Are you not a fan? Do you like the goalkeeper kit more? Let us know in the comments. For me, I like it. I think it's good. Will I be rushing out to buy it? No. But I think it's a decent away kit. And we'll probably only wear it 5 or 6 times. And if we have as good of a record in this one as we did the last one, then I'll be happy. Goalkeeper kit, I think, is very, very smart. But yeah, let us know your thoughts. Massive, massive thank you to everybody for watching and joining us live. Really, really do appreciate it. If you watched a YouTube video, leave your thoughts down below and we'll get involved with as many of them as we can. Big, big thank you all for watching and we'll see you later.